Most info and education creators sell the dream. Iman here is selling against the nightmare that they will face. Both work, but the nightmare often converts the harder at the moment of decision. Now let's go to breakdown of page 4 of the registration page. Guess what? This is another Grand Slam offer, and this is another upsell, which is basically a profit accelerator. Now page 4 is also simple. The first module is a headline and a VSL right here, and then module 2 is a 100% money back guarantee. Module 3 is with and without fast track kit, and module 4 is basically FAQs. Now this version of this video is going to be a little bit shorter because I do not have the exact VSL script, but I'm going to be breaking down what this page is actually doing even without VSL, because this is also a crazy offer at $25. And you might be thinking, why the hell people would pay $25 again for this? Doesn't that feel greedy? The answer is no, because the logic is clean. People who said yes to VIP proved they are buyers. The card is out, the wallet is open, and easy upsell again. Now imagine this. Now if you decided to go to gym, you just get a gym subscription. That is one. But you have different wallets to different stuff. You need to buy supplements. So that's another expense. You need to buy gym clothes. That is another expense. Iman is basically doing the same thing. Fast track kit is different from VIP, and I will get more in detail once I break it down, but this is the difference. And also, people who have said no to VIP are not necessarily non-buyers. They might just said no to the VIP specifically. Maybe they didn't care about the MacBook. Maybe they didn't care about the live sessions. They might still buy something if we framed it differently. So Iman runs a second $25 offer as an upsell with a completely different angle, a complete different framing and emotional driver. The VIP buyers and the VIP rejectors get another chance to convert here. This is what's called layered upselling at the same price point. And the page 4 is also a Grand Slam offer on its own with different ingredients but the same framework. Now let's start with this one. It starts with a warning hook. The viewer just signed up for a free challenge. They are excited, imagining themselves winning. And then this page hits them with a big warning. The word triggers something psychologically. The brain reads it as something bad is about to happen, so they are very active right now. And then the headline teases the 3 obstacles without naming them, basically saying 3 obstacles you might face during the challenge and how to skip these so you just make money as soon as possible. Most info and education creators sell the dream. Iman here is selling against the nightmare that they will face. Both work, but the nightmare often converts the harder at the moment of decision, because loss is twice as strong as gain seeking. The pain of losing is heavier than the joy of gaining of the same particular thing. So if you offer a page saying achieve extreme outcome and nothing else, you are missing out on half the persuasion stack. So lead with a nightmare and show what happens if they don't act. That thing converts much better, especially on the 4th page of registration. Then show the dream as the rescue. Now let's go to the 3rd module, which is with or without the fast track. Now this is the middle page where the actual selling happens again, because already in the VSL, I'm sure Iman has discussed about these things, but it's not what you would expect, because there are no list of modules, no bonuses, no here is what's inside the kit, none of that. Instead, there is, if you do not have a fast track kit, it's going to say you will struggle alone. If you have a fast track kit, you will have a connection to a multi-millionaire mentor, which is basically written here. The same thing without that, without the fast track kit, you don't know what product to build. With fast track kit, you have proven products. Without fast track kit, you procrastinate. With the fast track kit, you take action. Without, the decisions are in fear, but with the fast track kit, you are with the certainty. And row 5, and it explicitly says, who am I to charge this? I am not qualified. Objection. If you say the doubt, it basically triggers the doubt and says, with this, you will have the blueprints. Row 5 is not a product feature. This is a sentence where the viewer says to themselves in mirror, Iman's team wrote down the exact words in my brain and put it into a table cell and put the solution next to it. Now this is the identity level selling, and you will only have this when you get the survey data of page 2 of the registration page and you actually have some students inside your mentorship program. This page is basically not selling. This page is selling the transformation from the person who doesn't feel qualified to a person who has the blueprints. And the order of rows are engineered. Rows 1 to 4 are the tactical plan, and row 5 is basically identity pain. The table walks the viewer from I don't know what to do all the way to I am not qualified. Tactical first and identity last. Because the identity pain is what closes the sale at this stage. Because remember, every time when you are doing a VSL, when you are creating landing pages, people only buy when they are most deprived. They do not buy when they get most value from you. Remember that. So make a note of this, because this is one of the biggest takeaways from this video. If your sales page right now has a bullet point feature list, you are selling the wrong thing. It works, but what works better is that when you replace the feature list with a with and without table, especially when you are at the end of the registration page, walk the viewer from a tactical plan to the top of their identity pane at the bottom. Let them feel who they are right now versus who they will be, and watch your conversion rate bump up. Now this is another Grand Slam offer, but the dream outcome is a little bit different. The dream outcome on page 3 was to become a VIP, win prizes, get the proximity. But on page 4, it's to skip the obstacles, get the blueprints, stop feeling unqualified. Different dream, but the same structure. And now in module 5, it is frequently asked questions, but I do want to go through one specific question that Iman's team put, and I think it is really valuable. The question is like, do I need this if I have already getting a VIP ticket? Now this is a crazy shift, because this is not a generic FAQ to be asked. Someone who just paid $25 for VIP on page 3 is now sitting on page 4 thinking, wait, I already paid. Why I am being asked to pay again? I went through this when I first started this page breakdown, but I will go a little bit deeper and take it a bit further this time. Now, if this objection does not get handled, the conversion on this page will go down. Now, people who actually bought the VIP are the most valuable segment, because they already have their card out, right? And Iman doesn't want to lose them. So Iman's team handles these objections with one of the cleanest positioning moves you will ever see in a funnel. The answer opens with one sentence: VIP and fast track solve two different problems. They are different problems, right? This single sentence will reset the buyer frame. The buyer is no longer comparing two products. The buyer is now seeing two distinct problems in their own business. And now they know they have solutions for both of them. Then the answer breaks into two bullet lists, and the way the bullets are ordered is smart. For the VIP, the bullets basically describe what you get when Iman is present right now, today, or during the sessions. The 5 private sessions, giveaways tied to the live event, case studies, and the frameworks during the challenge. But for the fast track kit, the bullets describe what you get when the Iman is actually absent. 24/7 support before and between the sessions, mindset reprogramming, which is essential for a guy who does not believe in online courses, or for a guy who is just burned with the current job. Now he also mentions there is 25 proven product examples to reference, which they can pull up when they are stuck. Now when you read these things side by side, VIP is presence based, fast track kit is absence based. This is the whole difference. One handles you when Iman is in the room with you, the other handles when he's not in the room. And then the answer lands the final punch. VIP equals building with me during the session. Fast track kit is basically support when you are working alone. And for sure, 99% of the people are working alone because they are beginners. That line is what closes the sale on page 4. And I'm pretty sure this is in the VSL. He's just reminding the buyers again that, hey, this is what it actually means, because the buyer has now realized that VIP alone is not enough. No matter how good the VIP sessions are, they will be alone 95% of the time. Guess what? They will be alone 99.9% of the time, because they are beginners. They do not have an environment who can support them. And that's how most entrepreneurs feel when they start. That is how I feel when I start. And I'm still feeling the same. Okay, it's the lonely chapter. And this is what is called non-overlapping problem framing. Okay, you don't position the second offer as more valuable, you don't position it as an upgrade, you position it as a solution to a different problem that the first offer did not address. Because if you position it as an upgrade, the buyer thinks, I'll just stick with what I have. But if you position it as a solution to a different problem, now the buyer thinks, I have two problems and I need two solutions. Now, since the card is already out, the sale will become more easy. Now, in your info business or education business, mentorship business, whatever you call it, if you sell more than one offer, this one is the most useful move that you can copy right now. Go pull up your offers, have them side by side, and ask yourself, do they solve different problems, or they are just different price points of the same problem? If they are at different price points, your buyer will pick one and move on. And that thing works when you do it in a certain way, but not in a registration funnel when you have already upsold for a VIP. If they solve different problems, your buyers will feel that they need both, and that is critical. So that's the move. One FAQ, two sentences of framing. Here is the thing, when we go back to the math that I've actually done here, because they are actually warm, even the conversion rate will be higher at 15%. So at $25, he is basically making 128K extra. So this entire registration funnel that you see on the screen itself is a money model.